Yes people, what is good? How are we? Hoping all well. Welcome back to another video. Man's get the women beater on, but we don't beat no women here. We respect that shit. Weird. Bit of a weird one. Bit of a weird opening to that video. Mate, we've got a high day today. I wasn't going to record this because I just thought, fuck it, it's just a high day, I'll get on with it. But, I'm going to record a full day of eating on a high day. I'm going to talk you through high days of food. I'm going to talk you through I'm going to talk you through a refeed. What is a refeed? When to use a refeed in a diet? When to use high calorie days in a diet? And just what to do with your food on those days. You know, if you're in a diet and you've got your diet foods and then you've got a high day, do you now just incorporate different foods and do this and do that? That's what today's video is for. So this high day is going to be 550 grams of carbohydrates. I'm usually on 220 grams. So it's going to be my carbohydrate doubled. So first up is breakfast, which is also my pre-workout meal. So I'm going to get this meal made, sit down, talk you through it, enjoy the video. And we've got a push day today as well. So we're going to be looking jacked, brother. Come on, the pump's going to be nice. Yes people, you know the drill. You know the drill. Of course, regardless of the day, we are having eggs. So we are. So if you've been watching the full days of eating, you'll be knowing that this meal is usually eggs. So I've got 2 full eggs with egg whites in here, just with some onion and mushroom on some salad with some lighter than light mayo. So this is a pretty voluminous bowl of eggs. I would usually have porridge. I would have oats for this meal, but because the carbohydrate intake is upped so much, I don't want to have too much oats because that'll put my protein and my fat and my fibre up a little bit. So I don't really want to overdo fibre today because the whole point of a high day / refeed is just to prioritise the carbohydrates and soak up all the glycogen. So I don't really want to try and get too much fibre in because I get plenty of fibre throughout my veg and my fruit anyway. So I've swapped the oats for some cream of rice. So this is 120 grams of cream of rice. And we've also got 150 grams of frozen fruit. We've got blueberries and raspberries through that. We have got a 0 calorie chocolate sauce on top. And we've also just made a whey protein paste from the, what flavour is that? What flavour is that? Jammy Dodger? Nah, white chocolate and raspberry protein. So let that cool down. This is pre-workout meal. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually excited to eat this. So this puts the calories and macros for this meal at 58 grams of protein, 13 grams of fat, and 110 grams of carbs. So this is a big meal. This will digest pretty nicely. I've got a little bit of dietary fat in here. So I've got 2 eggs. The higher the fat pre-workout, the more that will, slow down the digestion, if not just slow down the digestion of carbs, but it will also help you utilise the carbs for a longer period of time. If you have a very low fat meal, the food will digest really quick. Higher fat in a meal, it will digest a little bit slower. Hello, excuse the dirty dishes. I like to reuse this bowl post-workout, so I just leave it there. Mate, I'm fucking the worst for forgetting to take my tablets and shit. Like my supplements in the morning, I always make sure I don't take them first thing, because usually most supplements are fat soluble, meaning they digest and they're absorbed better with a meal, and I don't eat first thing in the morning and then I forget when I have it, and then yeah, as it is, I need to be better. Pop in some bar, so man's going to be looking crisp during this workout. And also, how good is it when you don't need to go to a shop for a can of Monster because your mum's bought a couple and they're sitting in the damn fridge. Very nice. Intro workout getting made. You know the drill. All we've got is a scoop of EAAs and some diluting juice. And then in the morning what we do is we have some HydroFlow in the morning. So we basically just have electrolytes first thing in the, not first thing in the morning, because if I had the electrolytes when I'm fasted, it breaks the fast because there is sweeteners and shit. Where the fuck are they? because there's sweeteners and stuff in it. So when I'm taking my my fat burning shit, like my clen and my yohimbein, if I take some, even if I have like a coffee with sweeteners or whatever, then it breaks the fast essentially. So make sure if you're actually trying to fast, don't have anything that's going to break the fast, because it's fucking, it's retarded. You're just not going to burn as many calories and as much fat if you're using stuff. So intro workout at the ready. I will see you guys and girls in the gym for a little bit of push. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe a wee edit, or I always fucking do this. I want to video on my phone and video my workout today, but now I'm videoing a YouTube video. What is wrong with me? I need to plan better, don't I? Bon apple tip. There we have it now. Oh, look at the abs. Look at the abs. Come on. Here we have it. Meal numero 2. And it is post-workout. I've only got 3 minutes of recording footage left on the camera. I'll need to put files on the laptop. But yeah, like this post-workout, this is still the same post-workout meal. It's just a larger quantity. And it has now got an extra wee bagel on the side. So like, as I said, man, like, there's no reason to change things up and just give your digestive system a pure shock. Do you know what I mean? Stick with the foods that have been working. Because you've eliminated, you know, in a diet, you're maybe not eating as processed foods, you're maybe eating a lot more voluminous foods, then your body's gonna be very bloated if you start adding in shit you've not been eating. Like, just keep it the same. So for me, this meal's always been veg, potatoes and a prawn salad. So that's what we've got here. We've got 175 grams of veg, we've got 460 grams of potatoes, 170 grams of prawns, lighter than light mayo. We've got some seasonings on that as well. But whereas, you know, before the post-workout, usually there's no bagel thin with some honey on it, and there was half the potatoes, okay? So I'm eating the same, but more of it. Simple as that, mate. Simple as that. So I'm looking forward to eat this, man. In fact, you know what? I tell a lie. Pre-workout, I also added on some rice cakes. You'll have seen because I ended up working for 2 hours. So by the time I trained and done steps and stuff, I needed a little bit more carbohydrates. So I had 3 rice cakes you didn't see. I had salt and chili ones, and then I also had the rice cakes, the ones with the chocolate on it as well. That was pre-workout. Gonna eat this, and then I will see you. Gonna have 3 meals left. We've got dinner, we've got meal number 4, and like a wee pre-bed meal, okay? So I'll take you through them as well, and also we'll continue to talk at some point throughout the video about obviously high days and refeeds and when and how to get the best out of them, essentially. Time to watch some YouTube. Man has been watching a fucking retarded amount of UFC fights. I feel like I could enter the UFC. What weight division would I be? I would be light heavyweight. Fuck me, light heavyweight. I would get flung about at light fucking heavyweight. There's not one person I could make a dent on. Get me down to 135, a 145er. Nah, who's a 140? Volkanovski would kill me, mate. Nah, maybe stick to lifting weights, bro. Let's give a wee taste test. I have also, see with my veg, like I just put in I just boil it and then season it. I've got Philadelphia lighter than light cream cheese all over the veg with also some garlic. Mate, that is so fucking good. Coming together, mate. Coming together. Come on, wee thumbnail. Please, let me, are you zoomed out? Please excuse the terrible lighting downstairs. There's no ring light and the lighting is just very poor. But this is a very bro, fucking hell. This is a very bro style meal. We have got a lot of rice. I don't usually, anytime I have rice, I just have the microwavable, the microwave packs, but I was keeping it clean. So we've just boiled our own rice. So we've got chicken, rice, salad and broccoli. And then we also have a couple of rice cakes on the side. So the recurring theme here is keeping foods that digest. I don't want to be bloated today. I don't want to pick foods that are going to be ultimately processed, and the whole point of a high day for me at the moment, considering I'm working towards a bodybuilding show, is to refill the body. It's not, you know, with some lifestyle clients you might be like, let's have a wee cheat meal, let's have a couple of days diet break. This is me still continuously trying to get good nutritious foods, keeping with the bulk of the same stuff. So this will go down a damn treat. As the carbohydrates have came up, I've dropped the veg a little bit because I'm now getting a little bit more fibre from like the extra potatoes, the extra fruit. So what I don't want to do is have the same fibre from veg and then more fibre from the carb sources, because I'll be shitting my fucking guts out for a couple of days. I don't fancy that, so I'm going to watch some YouTube now and eat this meal. The hardest thing for me, man, is try to pick something to watch. I'm somebody that, like, when I'm watching TV, oh, there we go, Josh Bridgman, pro classic physique leg day or an eating challenge. We'll get the leg day on. I cannot physically watch, I cannot watch TV, okay, unless I'm sitting, I cannot eat my food unless I'm sitting down watching something. Very OCD. Welcome back to... Yeah, so meal numero 4, what we have got is another bowl of cream of rice. It's not long till bedtime. Yeah, man, I've got a fucking bedtime, bro, come on. So I want something that's going to digest pretty well. I don't want something that's going to be very high in fibre and be sitting there for ages. So I've got a big bowl of cream of rice here. I've got some frozen raspberries through it. But what I'm going to do again is I'm going to make the whey protein paste. I'm going to pour that over it, as well with some more fruit on top, frozen blueberries and raspberries. I put this in the freezer. So I made the cream of rice and I put it in the freezer for an hour and a half, and it makes it come out a little bit more solid. So as you can see there, I've got some cinnamon on it. It's a lot more solid, it's a big ass bowl. So I'm going to get my toppings on it. I'm going to get some sugar-free caramel syrup, some chocolate sauce, sugar-free, 0 calorie, and assemble it. I'll show you when it's ready and then see you for the next meal. Obviously, me being me, what did I forget to do? Record the last fucking meal. What is wrong with me? What is my problem? Let me show you what I had. Obviously I'm not having it right now because it's the day after, but this is what we had. So we just had some protein and carbohydrates left to hit. So we literally just had, yeah, this hoodie used to be very tight on me, now it's very baggy. That's what happens when you get lean, mate. We had Greek yogurt, okay? We had Greek yogurt with whey protein in the Greek yogurt, and then we had some mixed fruit within the yogurt, blueberries and raspberries. What about the carbohydrates, you ask? What about the carbohydrates, you ask? We also had, not had cereal in a long time, but we had a big ass bowl of this. I think we had 100 grams, which was 80 grams of carbs. So we had a big bowl of this. Just a nice, what's it called, a benefit. It's just wheat, kind of a wheat cereal. So we had that and a little bit of honey over it as well, and that took me to the 550 grams of carbs. This is a very good meal, by the way. Like, see, even in a diet, see, just like Greek yogurt, like 300 grams of this Greek yogurt is 30 grams of protein, and then put in like 20 grams of whey protein. You've got 50 grams of protein with some frozen fruit. So we've got some good protein, we've got a little bit of fructose, we've got some fibre from the strawberries and blueberries, and then we're also getting an easily digestible cereal. You can use any cereal, like a rice-based one would be good, like Cocoa Pops, Rice Krispies, all that good shit. But that was the high day. that was the high day of food, and I feel fucking class from it. As I said, like, the goal with a high day isn't to then use it as an excuse to like, oh yes, I've got high food, let's have, like, imagine you've not had bagels in like 2-3 months. Oh, let's have now bagels and more of this, and let's have, oh, I've not oven chips, and just try to fit in as much food as you can. That's not how to do it, because your body's been so used to the foods that you've been eating. From a digestion point of view, it likes that. So if you now start adding in different foods and different flavours and different proteins and all that kind of stuff, your body's going to be like, whoa, hold on a minute, and it might not digest the food as easy. Do you know what I mean? So why would you use a high day? Why do we use refeeds and high days? Now I'm going to break it down in bodybuilding terms and just general fat loss terms. If you're a regular person, getting a bit leaner in a diet, why and when would you use high days? I also made an Instagram reel of this. If you don't follow my Instagram, don't know why I'm pointing. Oh, why am I winking? It's because we focus things on my eye around the camera. This is why you would have today, Junior. Let's break it down, as I said, in bodybuilding terms and in regular person terms. So we'll start with regular person. They're not too different, to be fair, okay? But they're simply like, I've given. Bit weird. I've given lots of high days to clients before in diets, even like gave one a couple of last week to my client Harun. Gave him a high day of 350 carb on Monday, which he very much enjoyed from his low 140 carb, RIP. But the reason for it, right, is let's look at a regular person in a diet. Let's just say they've got a lot of body fat to pull off, and maybe, you know, it's going to take 10, 15, 20 weeks worth of dieting to get the body fat pulled off that they want to have pulled off, okay? Now, a regular person, not everyone has got the discipline and has got the willpower to just grind out 15, 20 weeks of dieting. Not everyone's got that. Some people are going to hit a bit of a morale dump. They're going to lose motivation. They're going to start to crave a lot of food, okay? So let's look at it. So if I've got a client, body weight's dropping really nicely, they're in a really good groove of fat loss, body fat has been dropping off, things are moving sweet. After a couple of weeks of dieting, it's more of a reward and like a bit of a mental and physical reward, in the sense of, let's just say they've had 3 weeks of dieting, right, you know what, mate, let's give you 2 wee high days of food, we've dropped 3-4 kilo, we're looking leaner, shit's moving nicely. It almost gives them an incentive of like, oh shit, 2 high days of food, class. So it boosts that morale and it gives an individual something to look forward to, and by you having that, it might actually mean that you push the diet that little bit harder, knowing that every 2-3 weeks you've maybe got a couple of high days. Now, you don't need them. At the end of the day, if you're in a deficit, if body fat's dropping off and you want to keep on pushing it, just push it. They're not needed, but they can be a useful tool for people's mindset, for people's cravings, for some people that may binge. It's a good thing to have, okay? Not only that, right, but, typically, if you've maybe hit a point of fatigue, okay, so that's going to be the biggest thing. If somebody's dieting for a couple of weeks back to back, you're increasing their cardio, you're on lower calories, you're going to accumulate a bit of fatigue. The body's going to get a little bit more tired, a little bit more beat up. You may accumulate a bit of fatigue and inflammation. So by having 2 days of higher food, that reduces the stress on the body. Now, we know when we've got less stress on the body, that the body's ability to lose fat and build muscle is a lot better. So it also acts as a de-stressor. Like my high day the other day, Monday, today's Monday, so my last high day that I had, I put in 550 carb. I didn't video the last time of it, it was a few weeks ago. I should have videoed it, to be fair. But I woke up the next morning a pound heavier. After an extra almost 2,000 calories went in, a pound heavier. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to gain mad weight from it, because the stress is now so low that your body processes the food a lot better and absorbs and uses the food. Not only that, right, but let's look at something in the diet. As I said, it gets to a bit of a morale and a morale boost having that higher food. It's a case of like, we give that individual 2 high days of food, okay? What happens is the carbohydrates that you eat and you ingest, they're still in the body, they're still in the system. That glucose is still there for at least 3, 4, 5 days after having them. So what you'll find is after the 2 high days, you've satisfied some cravings, not so much cravings, but you've satisfied hunger, you've got more energy. So what usually happens is, now for a week or two, you put more energy into your weight training sessions, you put more effort into your cardio, you've got more morale, more motivation, so you can maybe have 2 high days of food, and then that then allows you to really dig deep and push hard for 2, 3, 4 weeks until maybe you gas out, you fatigue, you accumulate some inflammation, and now it's time for some more. They're not needed. Okay, I went 15 weeks, 14 weeks with no refeed, with no high days. I just lost the body fat I needed to lose. My food was still relatively high. I wasn't beat up, I didn't need it. But that being said, I coach a lot of lifestyle clients that ain't bodybuilders, that ain't hardcore gym goers. Well, they are hardcore gym goers, but they ain't bodybuilders. But I use them in the sense of, because I don't want every single individual, not every client, not every person can just go 10, 12, 15 weeks in a deficit. Not everyone can do that. It's hard, it's a hard thing to do. Do you know what I mean? Like a bodybuilding prep, for example, not everyone can do that. It's a hard thing to do. So these refeeds can work really fucking well in that front. So to summarise, somebody's accumulated a lot of fatigue, a lot of inflammation, their diet brain is starting to give in a little bit, they're starting to just kind of tap out. So it might be nice, right, cool, you're tapping out, you're getting demotivated, let's run 2 or 3 high days of food. You basically just put your carbohydrates back up a good bit above maintenance, maybe 400-500 calories above maintenance, run that for 2 days, refeed, refuel, re-energize, and then crack back on with the diet, okay? But again, you need to earn the right to use it, in the sense of, don't just be 2-3 weeks into a diet, you've lost 2-3 kilo and you're like, oh, high days now. Nah, like, drop the body fat first, get that body fat pulled off you. You don't just get them, you don't just give them because you're hungry and because you want a little bit of food. Alright? There needs to be reasons for it. Are you actually fucked? Are you actually tapping out mentally? Or are you just get shit willpower? Is your discipline just shit? You need to focus on your discipline more than you do having a couple of high days of food. But in bodybuilding terms, the high days can be good. The leaner that I've gotten, by having these high days, it almost acts of like, you know, when we do a peak week is the nutrition on the lead up to the show. So usually what happens in a peak week, you deplete the body for 3 days with 0 carbs, which gets the body ready to absorb the high days of food. So when we do high days, you know, a few weeks earlier on during the show, like it gives us an overview of what's the body weight going to do, what does it look like. So by me having high days, we have high day number 1. All right, cool, sweet. Then how does the body look? He looks fuller, he looks bigger, he actually looks leaner. Right, okay, that was 550 carb that went in. Cool, sweet. We can push in more carbs and get a fuller muscle. So it gives a gauge of what to do in that peak week and the lead up to a show with having high days. Then as well, for me, the leaner, you know, when you get to like shredded / lean condition, it's more fatigue management, because it's very easy to run flat. It's very easy to, you know, as you get leaner, you can literally look at a physique that's fatigued and one that's fresh, and there can be a massive difference. We can be the same body weight, they can be the same body weight, but one's fatigued, one's stressed, and one's fresh. Okay, so by us having those high days, it creates a fresher physique, it creates a fresher look, it's filled out, it's brought back to life. So that's kind of why you would use it in bodybuilding terms. And also you could do it in the sense of that morale boost and keeps you digging, because as I said, the food that you ingest is still going to be there for a couple of days. So the 2 high days that I've had yesterday and I'm going to be having today, the food will still be in my system Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to put more effort into my cardio, I'll have more effort into my training sessions, I'll have a better pump, and I'll bring a better look, if that kind of makes sense. But that's a summary of it. That's the ins and outs, but take from that what you will. I'm going to go to the shop and get a vape, because I'm addicted now. I'm a wee vape slut. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that video. I think the video's long enough now, so hope you enjoyed the high day of food, seeing some food. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm so tired. Listen guys, whenever you're watching this, day, morning, night, have an awesome one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.